So if you're thinking about moving to Mexico, retiring in Mexico, you might be wondering about where to live. And in this video, we're specifically going to talk about La Paz, which is on the Baja Peninsula. And I've got a real estate agent with me today, Ian from Baja Life Realty. And he's going to be talking about the different areas of La Paz that expats typically move to. There's a lot of La Paz that's further from the water, but expats tend to live close to the water or with a view of the water. So we're starting out down on the Malecon, and that's because this is kind of the area that people want to be around. And it's a really walkable area, lots of bars, lots of restaurants, people out in the morning are exercising, families out at night, just kind of hanging out on the Malecon. So we're gonna start here, we're gonna move out just to the ends of the Malecon. So people live typically, I think, along the Malecon, a few blocks back from the Malecon, and then at the two ends. Those are kind of the areas that we're going to cover today in this video. We've moved a little bit down the Malecon, and let me introduce you to Ian.
Thanks, Brighton. Well, everybody, I think the first thing that we need to think about when we're thinking about moving to La Paz is what are our goals? Do we want something that we're going to live in part of the year that we can use as an income property? Do we want somewhere that we're going to live in more full-time here? Because La Paz is great no matter what your goals. When you're downtown next to the Malecon, which there are some opportunities down here, you're going to be in a little bit higher price range, but that's because you're close to all of the restaurants, you're close to the Malecon, you're close to the extraordinary views of the Sea of Cortez, which Jacques Cousteau called the world's aquarium. The amount of life, the amount of activities are all going to be maximized in this part of La Paz. And there are some great opportunities. I'll give you a good example. There are some condos right downtown called Residences Salvatierra. This was a development that was built just over 2 years ago. The final sales were just over a year ago, and they sold for the $150,000, $170,000 range for 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, beautiful view of the Sea of Cortez, and they're already reselling for over $300,000. There are some developments that you can get into that are pre-sale right now. In fact, I just sold a pre-sale condominium, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, very close to the Malecon, about 3 blocks from the Malecon, within walking distance of everything, for just $103,000. So not only are you looking at developments that have a great opportunity as an income property for you if you want to live part-time in La Paz, but also the equity will be continuously growing and the value will be growing on your purchase as well. If you want to live a little bit more full-time, well, I can't think of too many better places to live full-time than right close to the Malecon either. And at these price points, this is a wonderful opportunity for you, especially considering where the market in La Paz is going. So let's take a look at some of these spots and some of these areas and give you a good opportunity to get to know La Paz. I had mentioned a pre-sale new condo development just a few blocks from the Malecon where we have just sold a unit for $103,000. Well, right behind me is the site where that building is going to appear. It might not look like much now, but by the end of 2022, it'll be a 4-story, 18-unit condo development when we are literally steps from the Malecon and downtown. If you can be in this part of town at that price, you're going to have a unit that is easily rentable, whether you want to do it as a vacation rental through Airbnb, so on and so forth, or if you want longer term rentals, or if you just want to live in the heart of anything and you want to get into a unit that is very comfortable, livable, modern, at such an attractive price, this may be the spot for you. Now, I can't guarantee that those pre-sale prices are going to last forever. As soon as they break ground, there will, depending on how many units are already gone, that price is going to increase. So it would be worth your while to reach out and make a couple inquiries sooner rather than later.
So as we were walking down the Malecon, I did point out this development out here. Ian said it's called Pacifica Del Mar and is out on the end of Almagote and has a ferry that runs back and forth. So I'm just gonna have him talk just a tiny little bit about living out there.
If you ever dreamed about living on a peninsula next to all the amenities of a great resort city, then Pacifica Del Mar might be the option for you. Not only a condo development, there's also a community of standalone single-family homes out there as well. There's a beautiful golf course So if you're looking for that sort of isolated, out of the way, ultra luxury, full of amenities kind of project, then make sure you reach out to ask about that particular neighborhood in La Paz. It's very, very cool. There is a daily ferry that runs back and forth. Most people in Pedregal Del Mar do not own a vehicle or keep it out there. Everyone drives golf carts, takes the ferry across. Some have cars downtown as well that they keep downtown. And you are right sitting on the Sea of Cortez when you live out there. So steps from one of the most beautiful pieces of water in the world. Views that are pretty much incomparable no matter where you live. As we move further away from town along the Malecon, we come to a couple of areas that have some extraordinary views of the Sea of Cortez. I'm talking about Colina del Sol and Lomas Palmera. Now, there will be opportunities here both for single-family homes and for condo developments. In fact, we're standing right beside a new development in Colina del Sol that has some extraordinary views of the ocean. And then on the next hillside is Lomas Palmera, which has some really extraordinary high-rent homes. If you're looking for the luxury lifestyle, you want to live a little bit more exclusively, you want extraordinary views of the ocean, infinity pools, that kind of stuff, then you're going to be able to get it in La Paz, a lot less than most other places. But I wanted you to know it's available and it's beautiful.
And Ian just pointed out that Torres Cantera is over here, and I'll have a new video about that, about Rachel and Bob's house, a house from that development. If it's ready, it's going to be up in one of the corners. Otherwise, come back soon. Make sure you subscribe and click the little bell icon just in case if I release that video in a little bit.
We're just steps from the Malecon right now in an area that is very local and so might appear a little bit run down. And one of the things you'll learn when you're in La Paz for a little while is that income level does not equate with maliciousness or anything else. It is a poorer part of town with a massive potential, and it is still very, very safe. There's a little house behind me here that I believe you could turn into a little oasis. It's been renovated inside, it's beautiful, but I've had people sort of put it to the side in their search just because of the neighborhood, and I think, what an opportunity. Because La Paz is growing, and this is prime real estate location-wise. As we head a little bit further away from downtown, we come to the Beverly Hills of La Paz. This is an area called Pedregal. Multiple beautiful single-family homes with a view that is pretty much unmatched anywhere you want to go in the world. This is the Sea of Cortez. Now, when I say we're moving further away from downtown, we are currently about 5 or 6 minutes from the downtown core. But this is where you're going to find wide open spaces. Most of the properties are built on this hillside, all have unobstructed views of the beautiful Sea of Cortez. And, well, if this is the kind of property you're looking for, what you could get for $2.5, $3.5, $4.5 million here would probably be somewhere like 20 or 25 million in Beverly Hills. So if you're looking for that once in a lifetime opportunity, that world-class luxury property, you're going to be able to get it here, and it's going to be a lot less than where you are watching this video right now. We're in kind of a special spot right now, very, very close to downtown. We're in a little pocket beach community, walking distance to grocery stores. You can walk to the Malecon area from here, called La Posada. I actually come down here every morning at 6 or 6:15 a.m. to walk our dogs. So very close to everything. Beautiful beach area, great for dog walking. Now, if you want to be right on the beach, it's going to be a little bit of a higher end purchase. I'm talking probably 400, 500,000. But just a few blocks back from the water, still beautiful little single family homes that you are within reach at just over 200,000, 200 to 300,000, and a wide range of different architectural designs. But again, The advantage of the La Posada area is your walking distance to downtown, your walking distance to grocery stores, and yet you are very, very close to all of this as well.
So I recognize this park here from when I did a video about the Serpentario, which is just around the corner. So you can check out that video after you watch this one. And really, this is interesting down here to see the beachfront houses in La Paz, because there's really not many houses that are right up against the beach. And there's a couple of lots here that look like they're prime real estate for development, but they're maybe a little bit tied up in family dynamics.
We're kind of in the heart of downtown, right at one end of the Malecon right now, in a marina area that has a brand new ultra luxury condominium complex called Vista Corral. This is actually the gateway to El Mogote that we talked about a little bit earlier as well. This is where the ferry comes in that runs back and forth to El Mogote. There's some beautiful restaurants here. So if you're someone that wants to be in the heart of everything and you want to be in a new luxury environment, you've got views for miles, you've got great restaurants around you, then this might be the very perfect spot for you. Prices are a little bit on the higher side at Vista Corral. You're looking at 2-bedroom condo units in the high 500s to 700 range. They do have 2 very special units that are still available that are 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2-level units. There's only 2 in the entire building for just under 1.8 million US. And these really would be the cachet units in all of La Paz. So if that's something that interests you, this might be the very spot for you, and you would be the first person to live in these very special units. So talking about rentals, because of course, many of you might not have already experienced how wonderful La Paz is. So you want to come down and maybe check it out, get a vibe and a feel for the town. There are rentals available in all of the areas that we've been talking about. If you want to be close to the Malecon, it's reasonable that you'll be able to find a 1-bedroom in the downtown area for maybe $500, $550. Obviously, if it's a bigger place, you'll pay a little bit more. If you want a whole house, you can pay a little bit more. And as you move further out of town, you'll be able to get really reasonable price rentals as well. It is important that you talk to a realtor to hook you up with the right people so that you can get a place that's well maintained, that includes the amenities that you want, that's furnished, that includes high-speed internet, television service, so on and so forth. We'd be happy to help you.
And there's one more area just outside La Paz where a lot of expats live, and that's called El Centenario, and that's where I live. I've actually done a different video just about that area and the different parts of Centenario where people live. You can check out that video up here, and you can check out some more just home tours that I've done of different homes in the area down here. We'll see you in the next video.